There we are, Sally. Okay, we're ready to rock and roll. Here we are for our weekly town hall update. I love StreamYard because I have a blast with this stuff. Sally, I'm so excited. We were just going over, I'm like, we were just going over our agenda for the next couple of months, right? And Crazy Town is upon us. And I don't know about you, but it excites me like no other.
Yeah, this is so much fun. We got a book launching this month. And yeah, I mean,
well, that doesn't sound that exciting. Come on, what else we
And then we have 3 more launches coming up in May. One right after the other. So we're so April's kind of quiet. So we're going to use April and fill the books and get our authors all in a row. And
well, we may be launching though one of our private clients' books in April. Right. I know she's working on it. Her goal is to launch it in April, so that may happen too. We don't want to mention that until that's actually happening. But we're counting on you. Like you can do it. She still has to finish writing the book, and that's the thing is it takes longer to write a book than it does to write a freaking chapter in a book. This is one thing I love about doing the chapter books is that we can move those along faster because everybody involved just writes one chapter. So what we do is we set a deadline and we say, okay, everybody get your stuff in. And for the book I read, which is the one we have coming up, and Sally, anytime you want to, so Sally's going to be doing something new today. She's going to be doing something today. She's going to start popping some stuff up on the screen and test it out on you guys, to see how it goes. Cause this is her first time doing this. So Sally, welcome to the,
there it is.
You covered us up. So you have that up there. So now go back to your brand tab and then remove the one that has our pictures on it.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah. So it does, it takes a little bit like, what am I doing here? I do it all the time. I still pop stuff up on the wrong place. But the book I read, such a cool book, great idea, a lot of fun. The chapters in this book have been absolutely amazing. Go ahead and pop the picture of the book I read up on the screen there, Sally. And, the book I read, my husband and I were just chatting. He was listening to a song by the Talking Heads called The Book I Read. It's just a really ridiculous song. And he was just laughing. He's like, you should write a book called The Book I Read. And I was like, okay, that's a great idea. So here we are. Oh my God, that was probably 6-7 weeks ago that he mentioned it. And here we are. We've got 50 authors in this book. You want to talk a little bit about this book, Sally, and because you've read many of the stories, if not all of them. I've read every single one.
Yeah, I've read all of them, and it's amazing. And some of the the books and the transformations that the people have made because of these books, and that's part of the charm of this book is that it's stories of the people and what they did because they read a book. It's not, well, this is what the book said and this is what, the author said. No, it's I read this book and you know what? I changed my life. I did something different. I made a decision and I went in this direction instead of the direction I was in and things started happening. And so that's what all these stories are. People that, found a book and read it and did something differently. And made that story, stories of transformation. They transformed their life because of something that somebody else wrote and somebody else, a book that influenced them and empowered them.
And that's the beauty is because books can transform your life. And so I'm going to read what we've got on the back of the book. I just came up with this morning, because I was thinking like, what are we going to put on the back of the book? What are we going to put on the back? And this just came to me and it just really hit me, so hopefully it does everybody else too. Makes you want to go get that book. But have you ever read a book that completely and totally transformed your life? The reality is that the book didn't transform your life. You did. You actually did, right? You took the words out of that book and implemented what you learned. And that's what transformed your life. So the book I read, you will read about the transformations of women and men from all over the world. There is one book that really stood out for them, and they're sharing their stories of the transformation that they had in hopes of inspiring and motivating you to take action to live the life you truly want to live. So exciting. And Sally, I'd love to hear from you, like from your perspective of reading all the chapters in the book I read. was there anything that was a shock or a surprise? I have one for sure.
Well, I think what surprised me the most was that we didn't have that many duplicates. That, I thought, okay, Think and Grow Rich is going to be everybody's,
Right.
or
It wasn't even yours. It wasn't even
or there's maybe one or two, but we had almost 50 totally different books, and a lot of them were things that I never even heard of.
Yeah.
So I'm going through and I'm like, never heard of this one. All right, I've read this one, but that was like years ago. Maybe I need to go back and read it again. So it's
Yeah.
that, and I think that's what it's going to do to these people that pick the book up and read it.
I think another thing that's like, there are a lot of things that are really interesting about it, the chapters and stuff. But something interesting is that there are a lot of those standards out there that we all hear about, or people like, you need to read this book, you need to read that book. And not all of those standards are in this book. And so that was fascinating. One of them is a Dr. Seuss book, but the one that really was like, oh my God, I never thought of this, was a math textbook. Somebody tells their journey about how a math textbook totally transformed their life. So it's not going to be what you're expecting at all. Trust me, you are not going to expect what you're going to read in the book I read. So go get your copy. So Sally, go to the banners and find the one that tells people where to get their copy of the book I read. We have pre-orders right now that we're taking. So you can go to thebookIreadbook.com, get your copy. It really is way better than I ever anticipated. So super excited about that one. Whew, it's going to be fun. And the launch party, we're getting ready to set up all of our launch day interviews and have this huge launch party for our authors. And, so if you're looking to, you want to be a published author, but you're like, I don't want to write a whole book, or I don't know what to do. That's what's cool about it, is we make it easy, fast, and fun for you. Our whole motto is to make it so that the authors have an easy job. They have a lot of fun and it's super fast, So if you want to be part of something like that, we have lots of books coming up. We're going to mention a couple of them in this episode here. So make sure that you join us in one of those. And so Sally, go to the videos clips and find Marilyn's video and put that up.
Okay.
Everyone, I'm Marilyn Crump, expert dreamcatcher, business developer, and marketing strategist. And I really wanted to step in here to say just how amazing my experience has been in the recent days, because I am yet another #1 Amazon best-selling author. Woo! So it's very amazing to say that. And in this book, The Fearless Entrepreneurs, I was really engaged with just some fantastic co-authors as well. The publisher, Linda Sunshine West, just made everything so super easy. I'm a very busy entrepreneur, and I'm doing a bunch of things that I can think of to make sure that I'm getting out there and really telling my story. And this was such a brilliant way for me to get involved. And what I loved the most about this process was that there was a lot of cohesion with all of the different authors. I've been in other types of contribution books like this, but sometimes you don't get to know everybody and you don't really know what everybody's talking about. Then you almost feel kind of strange that the stories don't all quite align, even though you're under the same subject. I just feel like this one, it was very well explained. The premise was well set, the intention was there, and it was really easy to be in the flow with the other authors. So I just want to congratulate everybody else who's in the book, and to thank Linda Sunshine West for the opportunity. I'm just truly excited to be a part of it.
I love how Marilyn goes, oh, yet another author. Yeah. I love it. She's so excited. And that's the thing that, it doesn't matter if this is your first or your 15th or 20th. Like this is going to be the book I read will be my 15th #1 international best-selling book. And it never gets old. It just never
I'm
gets
number
old.
6.
Number
Six,
6.
and
That's
this is my 6th. This will be my 6th one. And I just started not even 2 years ago.
I know.
So.
We met. What, October
of 2020.
2020. Okay, so it's only been a year and a half that we've known each other, and that was the time that you started this journey, like right about that same time. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey. And that's the thing is, one things I like to say is you never know who you won't meet if you don't show up. You got to step outside of your house. You got to raise your hand. You got to do something different. You got to step outside of that comfort zone. And so many of the authors, like one of the, I won't mention any names, unless I've asked them ahead of time. But one of the authors, like she's like, well, I don't have a business or anything, but I'm still going to do it because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, now she's being interviewed on shows. She never expected anything like that. And that's the thing. Don't go into it expecting something, because you may be disappointed. Or if you don't have expectations, you may be pleasantly surprised at what is going to happen. Like, Sally's creative director for Action Takers Publishing. That would not have happened had she not stepped up and said, I'm doing something different,
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
So what else do we have going on, Sally?
Well, you know what? We have 2 new books coming out that we just booked this week.
Oh, wait, here's this one. I forgot to put this on. Oh, wait, move your head out of the way.
Wait, this way.
There you go. That's right. The book I read. Go to the book I read book.com. Get your copy. Okay. What else we got going on?
So we got She is an Overcomer. We just we're working with Dara Bose, and she is in Wellness for Winners. And she was so excited to be part of that now she's doing her own collaboration book. So we're happy to have her.
And what's cool about that too is that she has been working with a different publisher and hasn't had the type of experience that she had with us with Wellness for Winners. And so what was cool is that when she experienced with us that fast, fun, easy, right? That's our things. Fast, fun, easy. She had so much fun on it. She was like, I want to do another book with you. So again, it's another testimonial as to what we're doing and how we're just making your job easy. And then you hit that #1 international best-selling author. That's just a lot of fun. Yeah.
Right. And what's nice when you do it yourself, you get all your friends and people to do it with you. So it's kind of, and I think somebody said it this week in our authors meeting is, it's kind of like family. All these people become your family. So and that's kind of that made me happy that here we are, we're doing all this work and people feel like we're family to them. So
yeah, and that's so special because sometimes it's better than family.
Exactly.
Just saying. What else we got coming? We have a couple. We have another one we signed up. Yeah.
Let's Raise the Tide with Todd Ross. You spoke with him, so you want to just talk a little on that, or?
Yeah, this book here is all about, what's the saying? John F. Kennedy said, rising tides raise all ships, all boats, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And here's what this is all about. This is about, entrepreneurs all coming together to say, we're here to lift each other up. And what are you doing as an entrepreneur to lift others? What are you doing? Let's hear your story, because we really want to know these stories. This is the thing that I've realized is that our story makes a tremendous impact, on the planet, but we got to put it out there. We got to share that story. So if you are one of those rising tides and you want to lift all those ships, right, let's raise the tide together and do this, where it's a manifesto that we're creating out of this. So what's really cool, Sally, is I don't think I talked to you about this part, but I want to look and make sure I get the right words here before I say anything, because I don't want to say the wrong words. But the subtitle of this book is The Freedom Builders Manifesto. So here's what we're going to do. The authors of each of these chapters are going to be creating a manifesto out of their chapter. So it's going to be like the entrepreneur's manifesto. And so super excited about it because it's just a different idea. We love doing things differently. I don't like to stay inside of a box. Actually, I don't know that there is a box. I think the box is unfolded and I'm standing on top of it. Like there is no box. and just doing things that think we're like, oh, that would be cool. Let's go for it. Let's try it and see what happens. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you know what? We'll just course correct and do something different. So this book really, I actually had this vision in my head of what I wanted the manifesto to look like. So we're going to do our best to make it look like that, and super excited to share with you all what that looks like. But please join us. If you want to join any of these books, go to actiontakerspublishing.com, check it out. And let me see, there we go. Yeah. actiontakerspublishing.com, or here, join one of our collaboration books at Action. Oop, that's the wrong one. That probably works so too. We got all kinds of links going all over the place. But that was actiontakersbooks.com. I don't remember where that goes. I'll have to look. It's been a while.
Go somewhere.
But here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to put this one up here. #1 international best-selling books. Oh my gosh, we're just doing it all day long. Yo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And now we have our masterclass. We're going to be teaching people how to do this. And that starts this Tuesday.
Yeah.
On Clubhouse.
Take that one off of there. So you see that one?
No, we made one for that.
Yeah.
I'm bad at this. You're
you're not bad at it. You're just starting.
Where am I?
You're doing great. Okay, so they're in the banners, and then you want to just scroll up. It says masterclass. So you're doing a great job. Everybody, give her some applause. She's doing a great job. There we go. So talk about the masterclass and what we have going on with that on Clubhouse.
So every Tuesday on Clubhouse, we're going to be there at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. And we're going to be teaching you how to become a best-selling author, how to write a chapter in a book, how to start working with us, publish it. And so everything. We're going to just get together, Linda and I, and we'll be in there, and you'll be able to, we'll teach for a little while, and then you'll be able to ask us some questions.
Yeah. So we'll talk about publishing your own book as well. Whether you work with us or not, we still want to help you to know the steps that you need to take, knowing what you're getting into, how much money to expect to spend, even if you do it yourself. And so we want to give you all those tools that you need in order to have a success. But, if you decide to work with us, we'll of course be ecstatic about it. Now, here's the caveat on that is that we only work with people who are publishing books that are meant to inspire and motivate people to take action. It's really important that we stay with that integrity, right? So we're not writing like fiction books, that are fantasy, because that's not our genre. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking more for those motivational, inspirational types of, books that either the stories or like what we're doing with the business books to help people to move forward to make an impact on the planet. So that's what we're doing. If your book fits one of those, you think it fits that, reach out to us and we'll let you know if it's a fit for what we're doing. So we want to make sure that we stay within, that integrity of what we're all about and what we're doing. So join us at a masterclass. We're starting this Tuesday. So we'll hope to see you there. And then we're going to add Saturdays pretty soon, but just stay tuned for what we're doing. We've got lots of great stuff going on. Okay, Sally.
All right. And we need authors. We need writers. If you're a writer, you're an author, and you want to join our family and join the fun. In addition to the 2 books we were talking about, we have Fabulous After 50, which is launching on May 17th. And then we have The Joy of Work. If you love the work that you do and you want to write about it, join us for The Joy of Work. And that's going to launch on May 24th. And then Women Action Takers Who Gained by Losing is going to launch the end of May on the 31st.
And that one's all full. We're in the process of finalizing that book. We're not looking for any authors in that one, but it is launching May 31st. But the other ones, She Is an Overcomer, Let's Raise the Tide so She Is an Overcomer, right? Let's Raise the Tide, The Joy of Work, and Fabulous After 50. We are looking for authors who have stories to tell. So here's the thing. What do you gain by being part of a collaboration book? So Sally, share some of the things that you've gained by being part of a collaboration book.
Well, I think it's just the connections and the networking and the people that I've met. It's the opportunity to get in front of audiences. It's the opportunity to be on podcasts. I took advantage at the beginning. I was so bad at talking, but I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep going, and I would introduce myself different ways. Except I'm like, I don't know these people, so I would go into, I would get invited to networking events or Zoom rooms, and they would like put you in, and they would tell you to introduce yourself. And so every time I would go in, especially at the beginning, I would introduce myself a different way until I figured it out, and I would just try to do it in a way that. Connected with people. So it's making those connections. It's reaching out to other people. And I would never have known any of these people if it weren't for the collaboration book. And you meet one person and they introduce you to their network of two. You might meet 2 or 3 people through them, and then through one of them you meet another 2 or 3 people, and so on and so on. And like the hair commercial, and so on and so on. And the next thing you know, you've got 1,000 Facebook friends from and you're having a blast, and you're working with Linda. So
there we go.
There you go.
Well, that's the best part. Hello. Yeah, it's been really amazing since the very first collaboration book that I joined back in 2015. That really opened the door for me. A lot of it was I never saw myself as a writer. And so for me to, be part of something like that, writing only a chapter, it wasn't very stressful. It was like, okay, I can put together this many words. Like we have our authors write 2,000 words. And so nowadays I can put together 2,000 words in like a half hour, 45 minutes, and then go back and proofread it. But I can put them down on the paper pretty quickly because it's become part of me now. So it's interesting. My whole life, I said, I am not a writer. I am not a writer. That was my mantra, And so now I'm like, I am a writer. I'm more of a publisher than a writer, but I do write now. And I actually like the way I write. So my writing has gotten better and better and better by being in these different books that I've been in. So I'm with a bunch of different other collaboration books as well. This is my, like I'm in 3 other ones, the other groups, and then we have our own as well. And so it's awesome. Like I'm still part of a collaboration that I'm working on. It's a 2-year collaboration that we're doing. We're doing every 2 months. We're pushing out a new book. And so I still believe, I believe in them to the point that I'm even in other people's collaborations. It doesn't just stop. You don't just write one book and get done. And actually what's cool about it is that, the confidence that I've gained, from being part of that, as like Sally said, the people that I've met, the connections that I've made, the collaborations that have happened outside of the books, different things, that I'm doing with other people that I've met along this journey. And so it's been absolutely incredible. So if you're looking for support, you're looking for a group of people who got your back, who know what they're doing, and that can make it fast, fun, and easy for you, then we are definitely the group to connect with, because we got lots of great testimonials, and we're going to play one for you right now. Go, Sally. You know where one is? I'm catching her off guard.
I was just going to say too, one of the things that you just, you talked about was, I feel so much better about myself since through all this. So it's that, that self-worth or whatever. And I think that being in the book does that, because people now start recognizing you, and people are asking you for your autograph on your book. And you're like, oh, I remember the first time, like, autograph this? This is weird. Who wants my autograph, But now it's like, all right, here's my autograph, So you step into that, and that's huge.
It really is. It's part of growth. And, by raising your hand and saying, I'm ready to see what's happening, what's coming next. And then you just step into it. And then it does transform your life if you are open to it. No transformation happens if we're not open to it. So, if you jump into one of these books and you're like, oh, that was shit, nothing happened, that's because you didn't take any action. That's why. Just going to put it right out there. So Sally, you got a testimonial from Paige.
Okay.
Like, I do.
I had published before, and I didn't have anything to compare it to at that time. But after working with Action Takers Publishing, I think, wow, this is like night and day. You know, that first experience, I had to find and hire and pay my own editor. I don't know anything about finding an editor. I've never written a book. I had never written a book before. So, you know, I got the name of somebody that was supposedly highly recommended. I hired that person and paid a lot of money. That did not really go well. I sent the final edited version in that I had to go back and edit my editor's work. I sent that in to my publisher, and somehow an error happened that an early unedited version was sent to Sally, what's the person who does the interior designer, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
And this incorrect version got published and sold. And I was mortified. And I said to the publisher, there are typos all throughout this book. We've got to fix this. And she didn't want to. She told me I was being worldly, and that I was just worrying about my own vanity. It was not a good experience. I was finally able to get her to agree to help me correct it. But when I came to Action Takers Publishing, I mean, everything is so simple, and not just simple, but fun. And, you know, I've gotten to know this amazing group of women. You know, some I've not gotten to know yet nearly as much as I want to, but plan to. You know, we're a team. We're bonded. We're a team. We've done this together. But the experience with this company is really, I can't tell you. If it's your first experience, you don't have anything to compare it to. But it is amazing. Everything is seamless. Sally and Linda make it very simple. You write your chapter, turn it in. It's professionally edited. They send it back to you to make sure that it's still your voice, it's still your work. And they would never publish anything that you don't 100% agree with and that you've gone over it and approved. Everything is just seamless. And so I have been so appreciative of the opportunity to work with Sally and Linda on 2 books now have been published, both #1 bestsellers, one an international #1 bestseller, and that remains to be seen for us with this book. I'm working with them on another collaboration book, and then I'm writing my own book that will be published through this company. I wouldn't think of going with another publishing company. So I just want to give kudos to Sally and Linda. What a fantastic job that you all have done. What a great team you two are, and great role models and great collaborators.
Why, thanks, Paige. That was awesome.
I love
Absolutely
Paige.
awesome. I know her testimonial really says a lot, you know, about who we are and what we're all about. And it's serious, you know, we did not put those words in her mouth. And when she said that somebody called her worldly for wanting her book to be spelled right and have no typos, I just like, really, that to me, that's a given. So anyway, if you're interested again in joining our team, you know, being one of our collaborators, our mission this year is to create 750 #1 international best-selling authors. So if you want to be part of that 750, come and join us, actiontakerspublishing.com, and we'll see you next week. And Sally, any parting words for everybody?
Join us. Join the family.
Join the family. Bye.